Hey guys, welcome back to Low Carb with Jennifer. Today we're going to make 3 super simple 1 skillet ground beef recipes that are keto, and they are these are perfect for meal prep. That's exactly what I'm going to do with these recipes. They are going to be meal prep for my family for this week, so I was like, hey, why don't I just make a video? And ground beef is such a staple in my cooking every single week. We have ground beef recipes at least 3 times a week. It's a cheap beef, and it's good for you because it's got the iron that we need, and it's just, it's nutritious and delicious. So we're gonna get started with these 3 ground beef recipes. I've got coming right now my ground beef pizza casserole. It is so delicious. It's a keto pizza casserole with ground beef. So we're gonna start by sauteing our vegetables. I'm gonna make these, I don't want you to be sitting watching me make recipes for an hour. So we're gonna make these quick because they're quick recipes. So let me quit flapping my jaws and start making it. I'm gonna heat up my skillet over medium heat, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of avocado oil. And we're gonna add half of a diced onion and a green bell pepper. And we're gonna saute these until they're soft. Okay, now we're going to add 1 pound of ground beef. And I've also got 1 pound of ground sausage. And I'm gonna cook all of this until it's cooked all the way through and crumbled. Okay, our meat is cooked through. We drained off any excess grease, and now we're going to add a jar of Rao's marinara sauce. This one is 24 ounces. We're gonna stir it in to our meat, and I'm gonna flatten it out into a single layer. Now I'm gonna top this with 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese and a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And now I'm going to put some pepperoni all around the top. And I've got some sliced olives. This is optional. You don't have to do olives if you don't like them. So now this is going to go in the broiler, under the broiler, just to melt the cheese and make it nice and bubbly and delicious. Okay, our pizza casserole is finished, and I've got it back there, and I'll show you that later. Now we're gonna start on our ground beef and zucchini skillet. I'm going to start with a skillet, a good sized skillet, over about medium-high heat. And now we're just gonna cook our pound of ground beef until it's cooked all the way through. This recipe is super easy. And I'm gonna season it with 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Our ground beef is not quite done, but I'm gonna go ahead and add in our diced green bell pepper and 2 chopped zucchini. And by the time our ground beef is done, our vegetables will be almost soft. So that's what we're going to do. We're gonna cook until our vegetables are soft. Okay, let's finish this one off. We've got 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I've got a cup of black soybeans. These are keto-friendly beans. I buy them on Amazon. They're made by Eden. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, they're really good. Taste just like black beans, of course, but they are only, they're 5 net carbs for 1/2 cup. And I'm putting a cup in here, so that's 10 net carbs for this whole dish. So let's get all of this stirred in. And I like to divide this into containers, meal prep containers, and then I put cheese on it, and it's so good. So good with the cheese on it. Okay, that one is done. Let's set it aside and start on the next one. Okay, we're ready to start our 3rd recipe. We're gonna be making ground beef stroganoff. So I'm gonna start with a tablespoon of avocado oil, and we're gonna cook our diced onion over medium heat until it is cooked all the way through. softened. This is frozen onion. I love frozen onion. Our onions are looking good, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in our pound of ground beef, and I'm gonna season it with a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of dried oregano, and a teaspoon of dried thyme. I'm just gonna continue to break this up and cook it until it's cooked all of the way through. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. I'm just gonna mix those in and they're gonna soften in the ground beef. Okay, now we're gonna add a cup of beef broth and a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up to a simmer and I'm gonna let it simmer for a few minutes just to finalize the cooking of the beef and make sure our mushrooms are cooked, you know, nicely. They're not raw in the center. Okay, I turned the heat off of this and now we're gonna stir in a half a cup of sour cream, okay, here are our 3 ground beef recipes and they look so good. Here's our pizza casserole. And I love to divide this up into meal prep containers. Same with this, and then I top this one with cheese. And then here's our beef stroganoff that I like to put on top of cauliflower rice. Okay, all of 3 of these recipes are linked in the description, so be sure you check them out. And let me know what you think in the comments. What is your favorite ground beef recipe? Maybe there's something that I need to make that you guys love. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.